Welcome to another Love to RV Alaska Tour number 34 as we start wrapping up our tour with the Fantasy RV Tours as we start heading toward Hazelton today and Prince George eventually. Last couple of days. It's a great tour. Now we're leaving the Bear River RV Park. Overall it was an 8, bathrooms nice and clean. Unique, they were kind of made in a container shipping crate that was converted to bathrooms. Kind of cool. We also got to see some bears at this Bear River RV Park. And we start heading our way toward Hazelton, British Columbia. And the views, again, cannot say more and more about the views. Of course, I had a cloudy day this day. It rained a little bit off and on. Beautiful rivers. The road to travel wasn't too bad. There's a couple sections, just have to avoid the potholes. But overall, really great little place. Like I said, if you're a fisherman, you will love to be fishing, fly fishing, or fishing in the rivers. And the scenery is spectacular. Not too much traffic when you're outskirts. We do start running into traffic in a couple days when we get back to Prince George. So you start making a turn into the KSAN Highway 37 south toward Trenton and Prince George. And when you make that turn right there on the left-hand side is also a fuel stop if you choose to. Have diesel, fuel, little store there as we make our way down the road here. I'm not sponsored by Fantasy RV Tours, but it was a great trip. If you ever want to do a trip, it'd be one to do. And again, some nice river views. It's kind of a little cuckoo here. The town of, you say it. A couple of stopped in here to have lunch, shoot the breeze, chill out a little bit. And this was famous for many totem poles that were carved years ago. There's some drone footage of the carved totem poles. See our little rigs back there. The store had basically everything you need in it for food and little items here and there. We did have fuel here also. The carvings were 200 feet high. Looked like they'd been weathered after many years. The lady said she thought they'd been up for like 40 plus years at the store there, but she wasn't 100% sure. These are our last couple of days on the tour with our group of folks. It's been 52 days. We meet 25 rigs, 50 other individuals. Saw some hardships, some tragedy, and we all moved on. And we made good friendships with all of us. We still do keep in touch. So we start heading over toward Hazelton, British Columbia, to the KSAN Campground. Now we make a left turn on Yellowhead Highway 60. There's fuel right there on the left-hand side also. So if you have a tank that's 50 gallons or more, or even 25 gallons or more, I think you do just fine getting fuel anywhere on this trip. We started entering the town of Hazelton, British Columbia. There's one unique item we'll see here. when we get closer to our campsite, is this bridge. It's a single lane bridge. It's 460 feet long. It's 280 feet high off the deck. Hagwilget Canyon Bridge. It was built in 1931 and reinforced in 1990. If it's really foggy, I don't know how you see the other side. It's just the honor system, and you go. And the sound, I wish I could had better sound, is being on a metal deck with the tires and going slow across this deck. It's kind of eerie because you're looking down almost 300 feet, especially in the RV, you're high. You're like, ah. But yeah, and look at that forest, just spectacular. Lots of green land out there. A little drone footage looking up and over. Again, this was originally built in 1931, reinforced in 1990. And the town of Hazelton, British Columbia. A couple little stores close to the campgrounds. There's fuel just down the street from the campground. But yeah, and it's just, as far as you can see, forest, forest, forest. But don't look down when you're on that bridge. It's a long ways down. Now we're getting close to our campground. This is from our campground. KSAN Campground in Hazelton. Upon arrival, there were multiple fires in British Columbia, Canada during this week in July. And so the air was definitely a little getting hazier and hazier, and the wind was changing. And voila, you got the smoke coming our way from multiple fires that were in the area. Anyway, the next days, we start traveling. We head out from KSAN Campground. Had full hookups, only 30 amp. The bathrooms had showered, very nice. Over on 8, the ground's kind of gravelly. All the sides are kind of leveled. And nice place to stay for a long time. If you had animals or dogs, great place to let them run around. Great parks around there. Good walking trails. And a good little town that had some good grocery stores and fuel. Speaking of the fires, when we arrived at Prince George, this is a little billboard on the bridge. And here we go back over this bridge. Remember, it's 460 feet long, so it takes a while to get across, going 12 miles an hour. Looks pretty crystal clear to this day, but the next following days there's some major fires. July 23rd and 24th of 2024 at Jasper, British Columbia. We took out the town. We were planning to go to the KOA in Jasper on the 24th, when we depart our group, but we end up staying a couple extra days there because of the fires. But that's more to come. So we start heading to Prince George and other places in between. We passed Fraser Lake, another town called Burns Lake. And that was nice for that truck driver to get all the way to the left and to try and pass this bicycle up. And these bike riders, we actually saw them on our campground a couple days later. They were traveling all over Alaska. Started in May. And this is the town of Burns Lake. I can't believe it's like a major highway, and the road's kind of like an S-turn road. A couple of our group did stop in this town. There's a little restaurant. That was fantastic food at this restaurant in town. So another place to stop. And again, plenty of places for fuel. Auto parts stores for DEF. Of course, there's a Walmart down the street. And if you really want fast food, there's always a McDonald's. But not with an RV trying to go through there, but there's a McDonald's to the right. I kind of hauled the left lane a little bit because there's a public works truck up here on the right hand side blocking the lane. But we're heading to Prince George. We are in Prince George, getting one of our last fuel stops as part of the group. There's a couple of our group members ahead of us that were already topping off with fuel. You got to remember, when you're in Alaska, when you're in Canada, make sure you get the right nozzles, because they're not all green. They're yellow, they're black, they're green, they're red for diesel. So just remember that if you're ever in Canada. Most of the time they were yellow, but we saw black, we saw red. To make sure the nozzle that's fitted in there shows the hose that's going to diesel. Just to verify that. And again, so we put $225 worth of fuel, 49 gallons. And of course, this is one of our last stops in our 42-day tour. Prince George, British Columbia at the Sintich RV Park. One of our last times that someone's going to tell us where to go, what park, what site we're going to be in. And it's all taken care of. Yeah, it's just a nice little park. It has full-time people. It has park models, people to stay in. And this is one of the last days where we start going our separate ways. Again, Fantasy RV Tours, Rallies and Caravans. This is the 52-day Deluxe Alaska Tour. We started June 3rd, ending July 24th. Definitely will do it again. I recommend it highly. Not endorsed or sponsored by them, just recommend do it with a good group. Got to meet some great people. There was 50 of us, well, 54 of us. And this is our final dinner with the group. We met as strangers, we all became friends and had a great trip. Got to learn people, learn different things, help each other out on RVs, fixing. And to this day, we still keep in contact through Facebook and text messages. And the next day, people are heading out, going their separate ways. Safe travels to all of them. We stayed a couple extra days because the fires in Jasper. But anyway, that's more to come. We did 4,600 miles, 1,081 gallons, and $4,911 worth. And the little car, 102 gallons with $458. Again, great trip. Can't overemphasize that. Thank you for watching this video. More to come. Subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks to all the people on Fantasy RV Tours. Again, safe travels, loves and hugs, and Fantasy 4 out.